it looks like it's time for me to vent my opinions on another topic. Airtime is good. It seems to be pretty much every enthusiast's favourite thing about roller coasters because, I don't know, because we've all been on too many and that's just what we like. So according to enthusiasts, all the best coasters have a lot of airtime. It's not much of a surprise, the coaster regarded as the best coaster on the planet is the one with the most airtime. And yeah, it can get better or worse depending on like how long it lasts or how strong it is, or the restraints and stuff, so I'm gonna talk about it. I'm mainly gonna be talking about strengths. So why do I know about different strengths of airtime? Well, because I'm doing a project thing for school where I recorded 24 rides on Icon to analyze the airtime. Yeah, that was a waste of time. So I hope I know what I'm on about, even though I haven't ridden many coasters with strong airtime. So to be honest, I probably shouldn't be doing. Oh, I don't care. So yeah, the first type of airtime is no airtime, because on certain coasters they have lots of airtime hills that don't have airtime, and that's just not good. It's not good. That's all there is to it. It's not good. As well as not being as good as it could be, it's frustrating because you think this isn't as good as it could be. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because I just did. So anyway, I'm going to attempt to categorise airtime into different sections, because why not? That not really anyone's done it. Yeah, the reason no one's done it is because it's not an objective thing. That's why I shouldn't be doing it. So from about 0G to minus 0.4G, there's floater or normal floater airtime. Now, if you think about science, floater airtime can last longer than airtime. No. What? Floater airtime can last longer than ejector airtime, presuming that it's a normal airtime hill, because it doesn't have to curve as sharply. Yeah. So sometimes it can be better than ejector because it's longer, but the main thing about floater that can make it better than ejector, in people's opinions, again this is just opinions, what you prefer, but you might think that floater is better because it makes you feel weird. What I say to people who think that is they are weird. So yeah, floater is usually on B&M Hypers, although I do think most of them come under the previously mentioned type of hill. I have triggered some people. So yeah, B&M Hypers, GCI, and a lot of, I guess the Blackpool Woodies have it, although some of them might go into the next section, but we'll save that for later. By later, I mean in like 10 seconds time. But yeah, most of the Blackpool Woodies have normal or weak floater, like I'm mentioning here, and sometimes floater can be a mixture of a bit of a dead hill and then floater, which is what a lot of wooden coasters have, and it's, to be fair, it's not actually that bad, because when it's a wooden coaster and it feels all rough and everything, it's just part of the way it feels. Anyway, the next section that I was on about is, what is it going to be if it's not floater airtime? It is strong floater airtime. These definitions are terrible. Anyway, if I were to define strong floater airtime, I would probably say it's minus 0.5G to about minus 8G to about minus 0.8G for strong floater airtime. So yeah, strong floater airtime doesn't really give you the feeling that normal floater airtime does, in the way that it doesn't give you that weird stomachy feeling that normal floater does. It does avoid making hills that are dead hills by accident, or hills that are a bit dead. Can it be better than normal floater or ejector? I don't know. Some people might think that. I can't be bothered coming up with an argument for it. So yeah, it exists. It's quite good, and it exists on coasters like Rita. Although I say that Rita might be slightly stronger. You know what? Instead of trying to argue my point there, I'm just gonna say watch the Rita G-Forces video I made because then I get more views. Anyway, we're gonna get a bit more interesting now. Next, I have Ejector airtime, which I have defined as minus 0.8 to 1.2 G. Now before I go any further with this system thing I'm trying to make up, I'm going to say this could seem very arrogant because these are just rough estimates and things, so if you get triggered, it's just my opinion. If you don't like it, don't dislike it, because then I will be sad, and I will ultimately be able to do nothing because I won't know who it is. What I'm saying is don't give me a dislike because somehow I haven't got one in the past 5 videos. Ejector is Ejector. It's strong airtime that lifts you out of your seat with a considerable amount of force, can be quite abrupt, and it feels like you're about to get launched out your seat. Very fun. There's nothing like some good Ejector airtime. It's just, I don't know what I'm on about. It's just Ejector, it's very good. What I'm defining here, you can find on Eurofighters. Lots of Gerstlauer coasters seem to max out around here. Most of the UK coasters that have stronger airtime, like Icon, max out in the Ejector range. That's Ejector. Anyway, you're probably thinking, hang on, you've maxed Ejector out at 1.2. It can get stronger than that. Yes, it can. I'm inventing my own type of airtime, and it is called Yeet airtime, from minus 1.3 to minus 1.6 G. Because when RMC came in, obviously there were people making this level of airtime before, but they made it a lot more common. So yeah, I'm calling this Yeet airtime, because why not? Yeet airtime is more than Ejector airtime. It is when you feel like the ride is trying to kill you, and it is insanely strong. Hence the name Yeet. Yeah, I mainly just wanted to make this category because RMCs and more modern coasters seem to be going a bit beyond what Ejector kind of used to be, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's Yeet airtime. You will get it on RMCs and coasters with exceptionally strong airtime, like older Intamin coasters, like the prefabs and the mega coasters. I mean, I say older, they're really not that old, but I think you get what I mean. That's Yeet. That's Yeet. Anyway, there is also a cap on Yeet. That sentence, isolated or out of context, sounds really stupid. So yeah, the thing beyond Yeet, I can't actually, so cringe to say, is Yonker airtime. If you ever used to watch Canada Coaster Fan before his channel got before it got terminated, he said Yonker airtime, and I thought that was a great word. So minus 1.7 G and over is Yonker airtime.
Yonks you out of your seat. Alexa, what's the definition of yonk?
Yonk. When a janky old coaster gives you some mad stupid airtime.
Which is extremely uncommon. I just wanted to make another category for the rides that just have exceptional levels of Yeet. So yeah, there's very few rides that reach this. Basically, the only things that do are the absolute strongest RMCs on the back row or the front row, Sky Rush, RMC Raptors, and maybe El Toro's Rolling Thunderhill on the back row. That's about it. If you want to argue with me about airtime strengths, get some evidence. I say that, although I don't have any evidence. Although the one bit I do have is that Ride Forces posted the forces they measured on the back of an RMC Raptor, and they got minus 1.9 G. That is insane. If you get any higher than that, it begins to get to the limits of human bodies. So yeah, Yonker airtime is airtime that pushes the limits of humans. Yeah. So now I've talked about strengths, and I realised that this video is getting long again. I'm going to quickly mention twistiness. Basically, all I need to say is that, in my opinion, airtime can be made a lot better or more interesting by adding off-axisness to it, or laterals, or twist and whip from transitions and stuff. And also, instead of floater or strong floater, you can have hang time, which can also offer the same feeling through something like Cophead Strike's circular loops or a 0G stall. So yes. Anyway, that's my thoughts and my terrible, terrible attempt to categorise airtime. I'm realising that this is going to end up longer than I want my videos to be, because that always happens. But yeah, that's my thing. Let me try think of something funny to say to do with subscribers. I can't think of anything funny. Bye.